Alright everybody, oops, come on, play. Thank you. Everybody, thanks for showing up. This is solely for the tournament. Let's pick, what the hell, let's pick this one, why not? Solely for the tournament. If likewise with the last vid, if you are not a part of the tournament, or don't think you are, then there's nothing here for you, so don't bother, I'll save you some time. Unless you like Ogre Battle, so I guess you could watch that. But it's the second freaking map, so it's not even significant. Many of you guys who were on the forum are aware of the mass inactivity and that I had plans to, change some stuff up, having to make new brackets and all that good stuff, yada yada yada. You guys know what's going on with all that, so let's go pick some stuff up, I guess. So here's the deal. There's going to be the list of names at the end to, kind of answer your questions on whether you should still bother. And there'll be some more information, of course. But essentially, yes, pull a card. What I had to do, because of the mass number of people that weren't active after the week of playing, oh, that's great, give me Moon already, just what I want. Give me something good instead. I don't want to read this, I don't want to read this, I don't want to read this. Stupid tutorials. No, do not repeat that. Thank you. So here's how it's going to work. There are 14 people whom, based on their point total from their matches that they were able to play, of course they had to be fortunate enough to have enough people to play. What a terrible group that is right there. They're going to mess everything up too, I just know it. With Doll Mage, I like Doll Mages. Let's just move you guys all over the place, I don't really care. Just so I don't have to pay attention. Okay. There's 14 people who have 5 points or more, and that's win-loss points, I should say. So they're 2-0-1 or better. Obviously, it helps to have an active group instead, so that you can play those multiple matches. Not everybody was that fortunate, which is part of the reason this second grouping portion has to happen, because obviously a lot of people couldn't play all their matches, so they need to have second groups in order to play more matches and make up for it. So, due to the mass inactivity, obviously the 320 players were supposed to go down to a 128-man bracket. However, it looks like it's going to go from these group stages to a 64-man bracket at the end of this. So, it works out perfectly in the fact that there's 14 people who automatically advance past this. You guys have a bye. It would be unfair to make you re-qualify, so I'm not going to. Those 14 people I'll show you at the end. You guys don't have to worry about it. You generally should know who you are. You had to play 3 matches and not lose. So, you guys know who you are. That said, for a 64-man bracket, that leaves 50 spots left to be qualified for. 50 spots left to be qualified for means 25 brackets, most likely, or conveniently 25 brackets without having tiebreakers for third place wildcards, so to say, for sports references. So, 25 brackets, to have 4 people in each, would be 100 players left. So what I did last night is I went through every group stage on the forums and took people who had played a match. If you had points, I think there's 2 people who had 1 point, and I didn't include them because you played and both had a disconnect draw the first day and then never did anything else. So I didn't include you guys. But if you have arguments with why your name is or is not on there, hit me up with that later. I guess I can move one of you guys over here just in case. Give me some support. Give you some support. Move up a little bit. So I just went through everybody who had points. I know originally I promised people with 0 points who lost, 3 or 4 matches that you'd get a second chance. Well, considering how the numbers played out, likely not. So that leaves 100 people. I went through and found 96 names, which conveniently is 24 brackets, which if it stayed at 24 brackets, that would take 2 additional wildcard people through tiebreaker who weren't in a top 2 that could advance as well. However, I don't expect it to stay that way. I expect that people are going to complain, like, why is my name not on this list? You know, I was active, I just had nobody in my group there to play. And I'll be like, fine. You know, if I believe you, maybe I'll put your name on here. I can go up to 125 names, which means there's a maximum of 29 of you that can argue that BS and still allow it, and still throw you on here. Though I would like to just have a maximum of 4 people, because that would make the brackets best for everybody. At this point, if you weren't able, if you know there were people in your group who played and you didn't play anybody in your group, you know it's not going to fly that you were active because other people played, etc. There was a lot of issues with people having rules broken, so this works out as a great test for all of you guys who are victims of that. There's not going to be any more trial period. There's been a week. You guys have had your team. The forums have been up. You know, played multiple matches, etc. So from now on, if a rule is broken, you know, no leniency. Tough luck. No more of the, hey, I think he has too many points in his tier system, so I'm going to just disconnect and tell Xerxes. Don't do that. At least play your match out and then work it out with each other. You know, if you guys can't decide if it was a broken rule or not, have issues, then let me know. Oh, what the hell? That has never happened to me before. Did I just game over? Wow. Wow, that's never happened to me before. That's what I get for not paying attention. That is hilarious. I have never seen that before. I am dead. I have passed on to a better place. Well, at least this way I can stop playing and just talk instead. That should work out nicely. So for the rule breaks, no more leniency. If it happens, you know, tough luck. 6-0. So you guys have had your trial period, your trial and error. If you guys do have an incorrect team, or somebody lets you know that your team is incorrect after you play a match, then obviously you have to fix it, so you're allowed a little bit of change, but you can't just go and completely pick an entire new team unless everything was wrong with your team. So there is that. Shoot, what was I going to say next? Team rules. Oh yeah, some of the rules, you know, a lot of the ones that have been tripping people up. Obviously the mixed tier. This tournament has a special tier list, you guys remember, not Smogans. So double check that. Make sure where your guy is. There's been a couple of changes due to personal errors. I had a guy listed in 2 spots and he caused a bunch of havoc. So, you know, there's been changes, so double check where your guys stand. Double check the items. Double check there's no stab moves. Event moves have tripped up a lot of people. You know, Surf or Fly on Pikachu, for example, is in Poker Walker on Heart Gold and Soul Silver, so it's no longer event. You know, Wish, Hypno, Wish, Bliss, Draco Meteor, Jirachi, you know, stuff like that. So double check you got no events. Or, you know, a Pokemon, event Pokemon's fine, but not event move for this case, in this tournament. So double check that, make sure you follow the rules. Don't just disconnect and flee, at least run so you both can save the battle, but know that if you're wrong, then you still ran, so you'll still want to play it out. Like I said at the start, if you're mad that your name is not on the list at the end of the video, you can let me know. Maybe you can get in. At this point, there's been a lot of time for inactivity, so I can't please everybody. You know, there's been some people with more luck and some people who put forth more effort and were able to play more matches, and that has to be rewarded. I can't please everybody. Some people have to get cut and some people have to get dropped, and you know, leniency at this point is down to a minimum, so that's just the way it's going to be. Sorry if that's the case, but from my position, there's not much I can do. I can't just have this drag on all month, you know, so that everybody gets everything that they want. It's not going to happen, not with this many people. It's not official enough. You know, if it was something on a more official thing, like NCAA was doing this, then there wouldn't be those issues. So I got to draw the line somewhere for a casual public YouTube thing. So that be the diddly. I think I covered just about every point. I'll show your names in just a second, and that has obviously more information as it goes on. If I forgot something, I'll respond to your comment. I'll put it in the description. I'll put up an annotation. You guys know how I roll. So That'll be it. Thanks for watching. Peace. Alright everybody, I'm going to show you guys the list the best way that I know how of the names who are working left, because screen recording is not being very friendly to me right now. So the 14 names who automatically advance and you are exempt, you get a bye from the new rounds, are you guys right here in order of rank from win, loss, and draw as far as points go. And then of course the tiebreakers, all 14 of you except for one guy has the same tier point tiebreaker. You all use 15 except for one dude who decided to be a man and go less, so that's pretty awesome. And then poke advantage, oops, just this middle one, was the final tiebreaker in order to rank you guys from 1 to 14. So that's that. You guys are exempt from the group, so you get to wait around until the new remixed group stages are complete before the elimination bracket turns around. So congratulations to you guys. After that, everything else is just sorted by number of points for win and loss. Not the rest of the guys weren't seeded or ranked, just organized into points. So just go down through that slowly so that you guys can see your names. There we go. Oh yeah, also, in cases like this, I don't know if that's a typo or not. That is a legitimate channel, but also like swapping that I out for other letters, I also got other channels. There were a lot of people who complained about their opponent's channel not existing, stuff like that. Names like this in parentheses, these are their Zat names, because they don't want to use the same as their YouTube name for whatever reason, even though I told them not to. Anyway, as I was saying with typos, there are a lot of people who said that they couldn't find their opponent, or there was a ambiguous character in cases like this with Super Kai. I don't know if that was an I or an L or a 1, and there was a whole series of them on YouTube and it was really tough to count. So I don't know exactly what those names are. Potentially it could be an issue, which is why when you use Control F, just Control F for a piece of it, not the full name. So that might be one issue as to why people couldn't find their accounts. So if there is a typo that you see on your name on here, let me know and I'll fix it, I'll modify it, so that people can find you properly. But hey, this is the list of the active people who played matches, so I would assume that all of these by this point are fine. Oops. And then this to finish off the final list. And actually, in the process during the time when this video was created, one name got added since he just got back from vacation and is playing all of his matches right now. I'm like, really, dude? Go figure. Good timing. But his name was actually added in here. So now there's 97 names, which gives me room to add 3 with potential to add 28 total if you think your name is not on here and should be. Likewise, if your name is on here and you don't want to play anymore, or you're not going to be that active, or you lost a whole bunch and you're tired of playing because you don't get to switch your team around, then let me know and I can fill or open up a spot and leave it to drop. If I don't end up having 100 names, I can just use tiebreakers for the other groups and have a third place guy go in with tiebreakers, and that'd be kind of nifty. I don't remember if I mentioned in the first segment of the vid or not. If you broke rules or something like that, you can't switch your team around between these stages. You still got to stick with the same team that you stuck with. You can swap items and rearrange your lead, but you got to stick with the guys that you chose initially. So there's that. That is the group. I'll just go one more quick time through here for you guys so you can see your names. Let me know if I spelled it wrong, if you're not on here and you think you should be, etc. And then sometime tomorrow I will have the official groups up, and once those groups are up, they are up. Player matches, and there's going to be probably a very slim chance to get it changed at that point. So it's going to be just about final. If I feel like being nice, even though I probably shouldn't be, I may make a few slight edits between now and when the next vid with your new groupings go up. So thanks for watching, guys. I still can't believe I died in Ogre Battle. God, what a joke.